Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks, although not any World of Tanks gameplay today. Basically today I'm just going to be doing a little bit, like giving my opinion on the ranked battles season that's going to be coming up soon. It's currently not been announced, but World of Tanks have announced an article about different changes that are coming up for the ranked battle season for 2020 to 2021. And today I just wanted to give, if you haven't read it yet, a little bit of information on it, so you can see what's going on and what's not. And then my opinion on one of the key points, and then I'm going to recommend some things at the end as well. So it's kind of just like a little bit of a roundup of what's going to be going on in the ranked battles 2020-2021 season. So if I just jump out of World of Tanks and jump onto the this was released a week ago now. Jesus, I'm really slow on these things. Not that I'm expecting to be first with this. This was just more, I need to make a video. I needed to make a video, and I've kind of wanted to make something like this for a little while. So ranked battles, there's going to be 3 new seasons in 2020 to 2021. There's going to be a revamped progression system. I'm not going to go into all this. The update in the bonus battles, there's daily missions, check your performance, new items in the bond shop, which I'm very, very excited for. Hopefully I can get my hands on some new tanks. Hopefully they put some brand new, like, completely unique tanks in there, but I don't know whether they will or not. And if not, I hope there's some stuff that I at least haven't got, because I'm currently sitting on 36,000 bonds, so which is just going to go up after the campaign as well. So I need some more I need some more stuff, Wargaming. Please, I need more stuff to buy bonds with, because I feel improved equipment's good, but it's not amazing, especially now with bounty equipment as well. Discounts, blah, blah, blah. Now, reward vehicles in ranked battles 2020 to 2021. This is the important bit that I want to talk about. So, I'm just going to read it out for you. Initially, ranked battles were conceived as a highly competitive mode in which the strongest players fought on a level playing field. Yeah, that's fair enough. In this mode, your experience and individual mastery have always been your main advantage over your adversaries. Debatable. The most highly skilled players often own powerful reward tanks, I'll come back to that in a second, that they have earned by merit in other game modes or events. But as these vehicles are not limited in the game, not all ranked battles players have access to them. Given the competitive nature of ranked battles, we wanted to give all players the same chance to take part in order to create equal conditions for all players. We made an important decision. For the upcoming seasons of ranked battles, only players in researchable and collectors vehicles will be able to participate in this mode. So, a lot of information there, very important, and there's a couple of points that I would like to cover in there. First things first, this is the list of reward vehicles. So you've got your standard, your 907, 279, Chieftain, stuff like that. That's fair enough. You've then got all of the other ones as well, like, oh no, I cannot play my 121B in ranked. I am so upset. 415 might have been quite fun with HE, but I see why they've got to do it. They've got to blanket it all across. The only thing I would say is it probably does limit some people who only have maybe, like, 1 tier 10 and then, like, the FV or something like that, because they got it from before the changes or something. Can you imagine having the Badger and the FE for 215B183 that as your only vehicles you could play ranked in, then you have to play Badger the whole time? That would suck. Anyway, so one of the reasons I'm making this video is I just want to talk about a couple of points in here. First things first, I actually think this is a good change. I like the fact that it's going to mean that everyone is going to play in researchable and collectors vehicles only, and I'm going to be recommending in a minute what vehicles I think are going to be the best, so you've got time to grind up to them if you haven't got them yet, or you can just, maybe put your bounty equipment on the particular tanks so that kind of you can be more competitive. The first couple of things I want to point about are obviously the reward vehicles being banned and my overview on reward vehicles full stop. Now, Reward vehicles in World of Tanks is something that I think I'm in the minority with when I say my opinion on it. I think they are a good thing. I would like to add a caveat to this. I think the Object 279E, not so much. It's a little bit too good. But, again, so when I'm saying my general opinions of this, please don't go, oh, you're saying the Object 279E is fine. I'm not saying that. The 279E is a bit too overpowered. It needs a little bit of a nerf. But things like the 907 and the Chieftain, and I've been over this several times. Oh, not several times before, but I've been over it a lot on stream, and I've been over it in a YouTube video. I think I called it Object 907 Let's Talk. So if you want to go see my full opinion on this, then head over to that. But from someone who has the Object 907, who has the Chieftain, they're not that overpowered. They're not ridiculously, so unbelievably, oh my god, oh no, we can't possibly do anything. They're not that ridiculously OP. They are a tiny bit better than the Object 140 and the Super Conqueror, which is the two that I'll kind of go with. And it annoys me when people just flat out, they see an Object 907 coming towards them in the 140 and they just give up. They just go, I give up. Because it's a 907. You can still compete with these tanks. The 140 has better traits than the 907. Gun depression, turret armor, its accuracy. It does have better traits. Yes, it has worse. The armor, the DPM, and the engine power. But I'm not saying the 140 is better. I'm just saying it's not as worse as people think. The Chieftain, a little bit different. Again, it's faster than the Super Conch, which is why it makes it more popular and a lot more people play it. But it has got a lot worse gun than the Super Conch. Like, it's decently accurate, got decent aim time, but it's not as good as the Super Conch, and obviously doesn't have the DPM of the Super Conqueror either. And there's just something that I think people need to stop worrying about so much and stop going, oh my god, the Chieftain's overpowered, look, it's in a hold down position, perfectly hold down, I can't pen it and it's penning me. Yeah, but if a Super Conqueror was perfectly hold down in a hold down position, it'd be penning you and you wouldn't be able to pen it. You've sometimes got to, people have got to think about that. And the whole point of reward vehicles is that they are reward vehicles. It's rewarding you for doing something good in the game. Which means, in my opinion, they should be a tiny bit better. Yes, you're then giving the better tanks to the best players, and I know this is where everyone's going to shout at me because my opinion definitely is in the minority on this one. But surely you deserve to be rewarded for doing something good in the game. What would the point in playing Clan Wars be if you played, you gave up 2 weeks worth of evenings, you did loads of training with the team, you did skirmishes, advances, everything like that, built up a team, got a team together, recruited for a clan, which at the minute I'm learning is very difficult, got a clan together, played well together, finally spent those 3 weeks, 2 weeks, evenings of your life playing really well to get a tank that was just worse and you're never going to play. No one would really do it, it wouldn't be worth it, which is why I think the Clan Wars reward tanks should be like the ultimate goal in World of Tanks. And the thing is, the reward tanks in World of Tanks, nobody is banned from getting them. Actually, that's a lie. A couple of people might be banned because of the T22 medium. I don't know how that worked. But nobody is actually banned from getting reward tanks. Yes, you have to put time and effort into it, and yes, you have to be a kind of decent player, but nobody's being stopped. Like, it's not illegal. Like, it's not like Wargaming have gone, right, 50% of accounts are not allowed to get these tanks. Everyone can get them. It's just you've got to invest time and effort into getting them, which is the same with most things in life. Obviously not 100% accurate, I know. But, for example, if you came out of school, went straight into a job, versus someone who worked for 4 years at university and went into a better job. The person in the job who didn't go to university isn't then going to go, well, I demand that these people who have got the best jobs have to come down and do our jobs because it's not fair. It's like the people who have worked hard for the reward tanks, so I think they should have them. And also, this is something I really, really, really want to point out, and this is one of the main points I have on this point. If you're in your Object 140, right, and an Object 907 comes around the corner, you're in a 1 versus 1 against a 907, and you lose. Cool. That's what you've done. Now just think, if you were in that 140, and another Object 140 came around that corner, but the player driving that Object 140 was the same player as the 907, they were probably going to beat you anyway, because more than likely, this is not guaranteed, because I'm not talking to every single individual person, but more than likely, if they've got a 907, or they've got a Chieftain, or especially if they've got a 279, they are a good player. And more than likely, probably 9 times out of 10, they were going to beat you anyway. And that's something that I can't get across enough, is when people just go, oh, it was the tank that was completely overpowered, this player just easily beat me, when it's someone who's 48% wins and 900 WN8 going up against someone who's 60% wins and 2,500 WN8, and you're just like, it might have happened, but unlikely you were going to win in the first place, mate. So, you know, just chill your shit on that. It's just, yeah. That's basically all I wanted to say about reward tanks. I know my opinion is in the minority, so please don't just shout at me in the comments. Like, if you have counter arguments and you want to like talk about it, that's fine, but don't just be irrational about the situation. But with all of that said, I honestly think that this reward tanks being taken out of Ranked Battles 2020-2021, I think it's a good idea. I really do think it's a good idea, because ranked should be pretty fair, and then it ranks players on how good they are, not what tanks they have. I like that. But I do get annoyed when people say that, you know, the reward vehicles, like, I'll use the example, and I'm not shitting all over him or anything, but Quickie Baby always says that reward vehicles are blah, like the Chieftain, the 907, stuff like that. He's a good enough player. If he wanted to get him, he could. He'd just have to invest time. But because he doesn't want to invest time, he shouldn't then complain when he doesn't have one. Like, it's things like that, and when players do that, and like, even if you're not the greatest player, you can get better at the game to the point where you can get the reward tanks if you wanted to. There is nothing stopping you from doing that. So, yeah, just think before you just outright say that everyone that got one is a bastard and they don't deserve it, and blah 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 blah. Sorry, this has turned into a bit of a rant. But with all that, like I said, I honestly think this is actually a good idea, because it does make the playing field more level, and we can still play these vehicles as long as we can always still play them in randoms and still play them in Clan Wars. I don't care. Like, ranked, it's a good idea. It's honestly a good idea to take these things out. Anyway, we're going to jump back into the garage. I'm just going to show you all this because, you know, I can't be bothered to to like pause the video. And I'm just going to go through. So obviously these tanks that you can see right now, these are the banned tanks. You can't play these because I would have probably just played these, potentially this, and that will be pretty much it. So I'm just going to do some quick recommendations on what I think are good tanks. What are going to be good tanks to play in ranked 2020 to 2021. Just going through my garage quickly. So your top like god tier, your best tier tanks that you're going to want to be playing are the Object 430, very good all-round tank, good turret, good gun, very, very, very good tank. 277, again, quick, it's pretty fast, got decent armor, and also a decent gun at the same time. The Object 140, unsurprisingly, is pretty much a 907 in most ways. STB, again, a very, 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 very good tank. The Progetto 40, as long as it doesn't get nerfed before then, again, a very, very good tank. And if you are a light tank player, the EBR 105, again, a very good tank. Bat Chat, the Bat Chat could fall into all of these categories, just because the Bat Chat is the Bat Chat. It's, if you're a good Bat Chat player, you can make it work. If you're not, then I wouldn't recommend it. But those are kind of like your best tanks to go for. Oh, and the Leopard. The Leopard one's kind of between this one and then the good tanks to go for. So the good tanks to go for, Leopard 1 is probably top of that list. T100, pretty good. If you're more tank destroyer kind of oriented, Grill 15 is never a bad thing. Same with the 2684. People might be like, well, why have you put the 2684 in this and not the God tier? I don't particularly like it that much. It's so unflexible. Without the turret, you can get flanked easily. If you get double tracked, you are in the shit. IS-7 is pretty good. It's not a bad tank. 62A as well if you've got this and haven't got the 140. Or if you haven't ground up but you can buy it as a collector's vehicle. It's not shit. It's just not as good as the 140. 57 Heavy is pretty good. E3 is pretty good. M48 Pattern's pretty good. 50B. Fosh B if you just fancy going around and clipping someone completely. Super Conk, obviously. Oh, Super Conk actually best here. I forgot about that. Centurion's pretty good, but I would recommend playing the Pattern a bit more than the Centurion. And also the Kramvung. Oh, and the 113 and the 5A, sorry. Oh, decent tanks. Oh, 60 TP. God, I'm forgetting loads. These three as well, I would say, put up there. Other than that, I would probably say try to avoid them if you can. If you're only tier 10s, then you're going to have to play them. But tanks like the U100, the Mouse, there is going to be a lot of gold being fired around. You're not going to get over that. There's no point bitching, moaning, whining about it. Just fire gold back and stop moaning. There's going to be a lot of gold firing around, so E100 Mouse Type 5, probably not a great idea. K91, I don't really like it. Some people do. Lack of a turret's not great. Similar with the IS-4 to the E100 Mouse and stuff. ST2 is probably not the worst thing you could play, but again, not great. Other tank destroyers like the 268, you're just not really flexible enough. E5, play a Super Conk. Hopefully you've watched my video. Arty, you can play Arty, but that's kind of in a class of its own. Badger, too slow. FV, way too weak. You can play well in it, but you have to play quite passively, so I don't particularly like it that much. And yeah, that's just, like I say, I haven't got all tier 10s, not quite yet. I've got 49. If you take away the premium vehicles, you can't take away the premium vehicles. Yes, you can. I've got 40, so I'm not 100% there yet, but I think I've pretty much got all of the tanks that you would really need to worry about. Oh, the UDES medium tank and the STRV are good picks as well. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to rant on any more about anything else, just because this video is almost 20 minutes already, and I was literally just trying to... This was meant to be a quick video. But anyway, so that is just a quick overview of the new rules for Rank 2021 in regards to reward tanks. My opinion on reward tanks in general, and what I think my recommendations are for what tanks you guys should or should not be playing in ranked battles of 2020 to 2021. There are probably 3 seasons, I think they said. And yeah, other than that, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.